Hi, my name is Holly, and for those of you who don't know me, I am an empowerment coach. I'm currently doing this video in my little sister's room at the moment, so all that rubbish on the top of her wardrobe, it's hers, not mine, just in case you were wondering. I'm staying at my mum's for a couple of days, so yeah, this was the quietest place I could find in the house to come and talk to you. Today I am going to be talking about how writing can change your life for the better. It doesn't matter what your circumstances are right now. You might be in a relationship that needs some improvement and there's a lot of emotions going on for you. You're feeling confused, you're feeling conflicted, or perhaps you're not in a relationship. Perhaps you want to be in a relationship and things are just, in the past, things haven't been going well for you and you're feeling, I don't know if, I'm capable of finding that true love. Perhaps you are in a situation where you just feel completely confused about life in general. You need some kind of purpose, you need some direction, some clarity, and you just literally don't know where to start. You've got goals coming out your ears, and again, you just literally don't know what the next step is. You just feel completely overwhelmed with it all, and you can't see a way forward. Perhaps you are in serious need of some emotional healing. Perhaps you don't have a lot of confidence or self-belief. Your self-esteem needs a boost, and again, you don't quite understand how you can make progress and move forward in those areas on an emotional level. Well, writing is so powerful, and I have done writing since I was very, very young. I was always the kid in the playground that would be reading or sitting in the classroom writing some kind of creative story and then just making rubbish up and putting it all out on paper. So yeah, for me, writing has always been a very spiritual thing. And by the way, when I say writing, I don't mean going and writing a novel, so please don't get overwhelmed or feel intimidated by the idea of writing. If you're not an academic, if you feel like, writing is, can't do that. Writing can be done in a practical way as well. It doesn't need to be all creative and all sort of intricate and complex. It really, really doesn't. It can be applied in any area of your life, on a practical level, on an emotional level. No matter what it is, writing is, for me, just literally about putting pen to paper and letting what happens happen, and that's it. So without further ado, I'm going to give you my top 3 reasons for why writing is so powerful and how writing can change your life for the better, starting today, immediately. My first top reason for how writing can change your life is that it gives you clarity. Writing, whether you are doing a to-do list, say you've not got a lot of time on your hands and you wake up in the morning and you just feel like, oh God, I don't know what I'm going to do today because there's so many things I have to do, and you're already in a bad mood before the day's begun. You're feeling stressed out, you're feeling anxious, and you just want some sort of light relief and you feel like everything's out of control. Writing a to-do list, now this might sound really basic and you're thinking, well, Holly, that's just common sense. No, believe it or not, actually for some people it's not. Just writing down everything that you've got to do can make so much difference. I know that I actually never used to be that organised, and I would just think in my head, oh, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, and I'd forget things. But when I write it down, whether it be on a daily basis or even just what I need to do for that week, it gives me such a sense of control, and it gives me something to visibly look at and think, okay, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, right, okay, when am I going to do that? Am I going to do that today? Or no, I can do that tomorrow, or I can do that Thursday. So this idea of writing down and making a to-do list for yourself you can manage that, and you can control that in any way you want. And what it does is it does give you clarity. It gives you that focus to think, okay, I need to do this, I need to do that, and so on and so on. And then whether you do just a general long to-do list for everything you can possibly think of in that moment when you're feeling overwhelmed, or just for that day or for the week ahead, whatever way you want to do it is fine. But what it does do is it gives you focus, it gives you control, and it gives you clarity, because then you're able to go through that list and you can tick it off and say, right, I'm going to do 3 things today, or I'm going to do that then, and this then, and whatever. And then as you start ticking stuff off, you then actually start to feel a little more in control, and you also start to feel a little more motivated and positive, and that gives you more encouragement to think, right, I can do this and I can do that. And this, by the way, as well, works not just for the daily practical things, but it also works really well for goal setting. So if you've got a particular goal, such as I don't know, starting your own business or losing weight, let's say, and there's so many things, there's so many activities involved in that, within that goal to accomplish it. By writing your goals down and saying, right, okay, I want to lose 30 pounds within the space of 3 months, let's say. Okay, well, what do I need to do? What are the stepping stones that I need to take to get there? By writing something like that down and being very detailed, again, it takes that pressure off of yourself, because you're externalizing it, and it gives you something to look at. It gives you that focus, that motivation, and that inspiration to think, okay, well, if I do that today, then I can do that tomorrow. And even if it's just one simple thing that you do on a daily basis, as far as self-esteem and as far as self-belief is concerned, when you put it on paper, the goals and the activities and the things that you need to do to make that goal a reality, the sense of accomplishment you get just by being able to tick it off and say, right, I've done that, that's done now, is amazing. It really is incredible. And what that does is it creates momentum, and it gets you feeling more like, do you know what, actually, yeah, I can do this. It is actually something I can achieve. And by seeing all the progress you're making, it really does boost your confidence in a way that you can't really, you can't compare. Because it, again, like I said, it's by putting that pen to paper, it's a physical, real thing that you can pick up in your hand and say, look, here it is. This is evidence of what I'm doing. Whether that be a daily to-do list, checklist, or whether that be making plans and having a big goal, a big dream that you're slowly working towards. Having it on paper really does give it so much more power than what it would if you're just mulling it all over in your mind all the time. Mentally and emotionally, it really makes all the difference in the world. The second reason as to why and how writing can change your life for the better is the healing process that is involved with writing. Now, writing for me, as I may have already mentioned, has always been a very special thing, a very sacred, spiritual activity for me. And when you are having moments where you feel very emotional and you feel very confused and conflicted, and you've got so much going on mentally and emotionally, and you just don't know what to do. Have you ever had a day where you really want to shout and you really want to let off so much steam, but you don't feel like you can, because the person that you really want to project all that out onto isn't there, or you can't really say what you want to say, so you just shut up and you don't say anything? Writing it all down. Now, this is something that my clients do, and I encourage them to do it when they're having days like that where they can't process their thoughts and feelings, and they feel like they're going mental. I say, right, okay, write it all down. Write it all down. Even if you destroy it afterwards, it's fine. If you're worried that someone might find it and you know that's a big concern for you, it's fine. You can destroy it afterwards. Point is that you've got it all out. Sit down and just let everything come out. So if you're upset, let's say you've had an argument with your partner, or let's say you're feeling really fearful because you've got plans, you've got ideas, and you're just feeling like disheartened, and you don't quite know what to be thinking or feeling, and you need to get some kind of understanding of what's going on for you. Just sitting and just writing. It doesn't even need to be something that you consciously think about. You just let whatever comes out come out, even if that's the same word 10 times. Angry, 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 or I am sad, I am sad, I am sad. And what you'll notice is that whether you're writing something that's very detailed, or whether you're writing, again, like I said, just the same word over and over and over, more ideas will start to come to you. And what happens is that your subconscious, because you are in an emotionally charged state, your subconscious, as you get into that flow of writing and putting the pen on paper, your subconscious will start to kick in, and it will give you the ability to be able to just start writing all this stuff. And from that, you can get so many breakthroughs, because one, you're letting everything out, everything that is going on beneath the surface for you, you're externalizing, you're getting it all out. And you're also, I know that I've had so many moments where when I've written loads of stuff down and I haven't been very mindful of what I'm writing, I'm just writing and just literally like a splurge, I look back and I read it and I think, oh my God, I have no idea where any of that came from. But it gives me great insight. And when I talk about the healing process in terms of writing, that is exactly what I'm referring to. Writing is an act of self-love, because it helps you to know yourself better. And if you keep a journal, journaling is something that is recommended by the majority of therapists, or anyone in psychotherapy, or in the realm of personal development, because what journaling does is it gives you an advantage in where you're able to, if you keep a daily journal or even just a weekly journal, if time is a big thing for you and you feel like you can't commit to that every day, looking back, you are able to quite then clearly see certain thought processes that you have and certain behavioural patterns. Let's say you're in a relationship right now that's just not going well, or there's certain parts of it that you just you don't know how to handle. When you start writing, and this again, relationships just an example, but this can apply to any area of your life. If you are feeling fearful about something and you feel like you're not making any progress in a certain area of your life and you're not quite sure why, just by writing and allowing everything to come out is not only going to make you feel better in that moment, but when you look back and you reflect upon it, you start to see exactly how you think and feel in relation to certain topics. And you are then getting to know yourself so much better, but then you're also able to identify key problems in your life and how your current thought processes and your certain emotional reactions to certain people or to certain situations, how that is affecting the outcome. And once you have that sort of insight and you have that kind of self-awareness, boy, that is such a powerful thing, because it gives you then the chance and the opportunity to be able to completely switch that and start making small alterations so that you can then literally start to dictate the outcomes and the consequences of your actions and what it is that you're actually looking for. And you compare that up then with what you're doing, how you're thinking, how you're feeling, and what result it is that you're after. And journaling gives you the ability to be able to do that. Self-awareness gives you the ability to do that, and writing does that for you. It helps you to heal and it gives you such a great depth and understanding of who you really are and what's going on for you mentally and emotionally in relation to anything at all going on in your life. It gives you detachment and empowerment as well, writing. That's the third top reason that I'm going to briefly cover. Is, again, it gives you a feeling of control and clarity, but it gives you empowerment because you are then separating yourself when you're writing, whether it's a to-do list, whether it's a detailed plan of all your dreams and your future goals that you have for the next 12 months, whether it be about a relationship that you've had or that you're experiencing and you feel like there's emotional healing needed, self-confidence, self-belief, you need to be boosting your thoughts about yourself and just what you're capable of, what you can do in your life, and you need that motivation and momentum. Whatever it is, writing gives you a sense of detachment and it gives you a sense of empowerment because, again, you can look at it on paper, distance yourself from it and think, this is what's going on here and this is what I need to do to make it better. This is where I am right now and this is where I need to be. How am I going to get there? And whether you're writing from an emotional place when you're in a state and you just need to unleash whatever's going on for you, or you're actually planning and you're thinking, okay, this is my goal for the next 12 months. These are my dreams. This is my vision. You write an entire description of what you're going to be doing this time a year from now in your mind. You've got a dream going on and you need to externalize it. All the thoughts and feelings that go into that, whether it's practical or whether it's really deep and meaningful for you, it gives you that space to actually separate yourself from it and think, okay, it's really not that bad. It's really not as scary or as intense as I make it out to be. Why? Because you're putting it on paper and you're seeing it for what it actually is. When we are immersed in our own thoughts and feelings, every second of every minute of every day, that's intense. And when you're immersed in all of that crap that feels bad for you in that moment, it is overwhelming, it is scary. And of course, if you do suffer with a lack of self-confidence, self-belief and so on, and you don't feel like you're in control of your own life and time's constantly running away with you and you're not achieving much and you feel like you need emotional healing, you feel like you need more love in your life, more care, whatever it is, being able to separate yourself from all those thoughts and feelings and externalize them on paper really does put it all into perspective for you, and it gives you clarity and it gives you empowerment to say, okay, I understand that, I get that now, what am I going to do about it? How can I take control of this situation and make it work for me? How can I start getting the results that I want to get in life? And when you start to think and feel in that way, it is a game changer, and you then really do have the power to control and influence your life in any way you want, whether that's physically, mentally, emotionally or spiritually. So those are my top 3 reasons for how writing can change your life. I hope you found today's video useful. Please feel free to leave any comments or feedback, questions that you might have perhaps below the video. Please do like the video if you found it of some use, and if you would like to get to know me better, head on over to my Instagram page where I discuss topics such as these and many, many more on my posts that I put up on a daily basis. If you would like to work with me on a one-to-one basis, I am an empowerment coach. I work with people all over the world in helping them to heal emotionally and create empowerment in their lives. You can email me directly. My email is on the screen now, holly@thinktranquility.com. Until next time, guys, I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much for watching.